Um, the adventurers in your party have been expecting this day for days and maybe even weeks. The best and the brightest, the fastest, the most enduring have been gathering for this particular day. Now, this day, a bit special, more so than any other day, is something that is in the wheelhouse of the adventurers. Whether it's monster hunting, going after escaped convicts, maybe it's finally getting sight of the best, the the most extreme example, the perfect prey. Because on this day, the day of the hunt, our player characters have 24 hours to compete in something that may be traditional, tribal, a rite of passage. But whatever the case may be, on this day, the day of the hunt, we get to use this for our tabletop role playing experiences. Cue the intro. Well, hello, creatives, community, and kind folks. Welcome to RPG with DBJ. I'm your host, DBJ, and today is the day of the hunt. Um, Now, of course, each day we pick a prompt and we use this uh, to ignite the mental fuel that we have for our tabletop experiences. And today is no exception as a prompt for a lot of really cool features we can start to explore in our role playing games. Now, um, on its surface, the day of the hunt, we think about um, classically, individuals gathering together to run down and hunt down some kind of beast or whatever and kill it. But that doesn't necessarily need to be the win condition. It could be going after a particular egg, capturing an animal or wild beast alive and bringing it back as a gift or a zoo for to place it into a zoo. It could be domesticating. This day could be the day that um, wild, arcane, mythological animals are domesticated, so that the griffin riding knights of the green flame yet have more mounts and riders for their usage and whatnot. And on the day of the hunt, who's allowed to participate? What are the social machinations that require people to participate? Does it require that you have a minimum number of individuals from each faction or group or tribe or city state or what have you? And what is being measured? So, for example, many times it is not what is said or uh, what is in the public eye that's being measured, but what's the subtext of it? Is it a matter of honoring the ancients or greasing the palms of the individuals who are judging this? Maybe there are elders or they're being voted upon. Maybe it's the dress that the characters are wearing or the tools that they use to participate in the hunt. And especially if this is a form of reenactment or some type of tradition that goes back into the past, maybe the tools necessary to use also go back into the past. For example, if they're like the multicolored image before you, if you're watching this, maybe the spears and nets and concoctions used to stun or paralyze or bring the creature into docility, maybe that needs to be gathered as well out in the wild. Like, you don't get to bring your iron shod, shafted spears with you. You've got to make your own and get them yourselves. There could, of course, there might be rules and regs related to this. How far away do you go? What hunting grounds can you go to? Maybe the entire how do I say this? Maybe the entire process of the hunt only takes place in a particular region that over time has been infiltrated. Maybe there are people living there. A a um, a new faction has moved into the region, and now they have taken hold, and they don't like the idea of the hunt. There might be people who are oh no, sorry about their TA. And there's so many other things that you can add to this to complicate the lives of the player characters that are involved. So it's not just regulated to the more martial characters, but maybe you can include the less physically endowed characters who have more arcane abilities, and incorporate them as well. Again, it's not just going after the subject, whatever the hunt is, but also bringing it back. So the players may gain knowledge along the way and then have to re-navigate their way back to the homestead or what have you with the the thing that is gained, whether it is an egg or a small cub, or it is a feather taken from tail feather taken from a I don't know, a giant eagle or something that's only been seen once a century or what have you. This could also be something that has been, or excuse me, ordained by deific entities, that this hunt is a rite of passage, and the player characters may be along for the ride. For them, it may be easy, but for the individuals, a coming of age type of transition, maybe the player characters can't get involved in it, but they need to protect their charge, especially like a um, uh, young individuals who have just become reached adulthood but don't have very much skill or something of that nature. Yeah. TA's like, I was looking forward to this as one who has been adopted by a cat. Yeah, cats are like, just follow me. We people don't realize how much murder machines we are, especially in the wild. Cats are like, you just follow what I do, and you'll see how badass we are when it comes to the hunt. Cats have to have hunt and challenge time, or they get literally sick and depressed. Yeah, even it's the hunt for for the dreaded string or someone's hand spider attacking them and then fighting back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, cats love to flex the eyeballs when you see them like drawing all that light into their eyes, and then they get the rear end heading backwards, starting to do the little tail rear end micro shakes. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, heck yeah. And as a matter of fact, on the day of the hunt, it might be like it may be a return to form. Maybe there's a faction of people who have domesticated, I don't know, big game cats or giant eagles or some other dangerous beast. But on this day, the day of the hunt, they're allowed to go wild, and the player characters are like, "Whoa, we knew this was." We thought it was dangerous. Today, it really is dangerous, as like the killing uh like base bestial feral instincts are let loose, and the people make it like it's their day. It doesn't necessarily mean that the people are involved in it. Maybe they run along while their feral beasts are going out there for their hunt. It could also be a changing of the seasons, like it's the end of monsoon season, and um, the the gathering of both animals for predators and prey come together, because this is the confluence of maybe a river that's always been dry, and now during its flood season. There's fresh water, and it's that water is now helping plants grow, and so all kinds of animals all together come to a confluence, and then the hunt happens, where the prey animals are running for it, even though they want to be here to establish some territory, and the predators are here as well, and then humanity's here going after so and so, and that could be a whole thing. Anybody watch the Avatar movies where what were they called? They were going after the I'm going to call them dragons, but they were like the alien version of pterodactyls, and they had to wrestle with them and bond with them to learn how to ride them. I can't remember the names of those things in the Avatar movies, but yeah, something of that nature. Your TA says, "Oh yeah, my cat has chased off a charging pit bull, attacked and driven off rabid 30-pound raccoons and other cats." Yeah, yeah. I think only honey badgers are even more badass than cats. Yeah, my cat has chased off okay, and the only thing I've ever seen my cat run from were blue jays, of which I had to rescue her from her hiding place under my truck. Oh, because they gather together. Yeah. Well, now see that may be a thing as well. Like I need to come up with a beast like um owl bears or something, right? So maybe there's a community of individuals that domesticate owl bears, and the problem is getting a mature enough owl bear to domesticate, but not mature enough to become wild, and the timing necessary to get the owl bear, because if you don't get the owl bear uh, capture it unharmed and bring it back fast enough, its cries will call out to a cadre of other owl bears, which may be too dangerous for the player characters to handle. I don't know, 6 to 10 of them surround the PCs and want to attack or something like that. And that may be the thing, or there may be trolls or giants or something that have a pretty good track record for domesticating wargs or dire wolves, or what are some other felines and canines out there? Death's head dogs and hellhounds and displacer beasts or something, and they're really good at domesticating them, but through force. So it's like they domesticate them, and then humanity comes and kind of rescues the animals from the pretty brutal treatment, and then humanity then benefits from them as well. Like it's a we can't find them, but we sure can steal them. Yeah. TA says, of course, she also openly mothered the Rottweiler at the house too, checking her over for things like birds and ticks, etc. When the Rottweiler was coming in while hating the other cat. Oh wow! I think that was because the other cat bullied the Rottweiler openly, especially when the dog was eating or drinking. Oh, you can't do that. And hiding around corners waiting for the dog to walk by so she could swat at her hindquarters with her claws. And as a result, my cat openly beat that cat up a number of times. So it made it clear that beating up the other cat was not okay. Then she went to swatting and such in the air by the cat to control it. Yeah, they do that. It jumped out the window one day, ran out and pinned her to the wall. Wow. Well, that could also be a thing where there's the I don't know a good way to describe this between species that aren't related to each other, but on the day of the hunt, it may be for the druids, the rangers, the um, naturalists in the community. This may be the day that they don't have control over their aspect of nature, and so all the creatures may devolve back down into their base nature, and then the who is above in the hierarchy may be resolved in a way that humanity doesn't have control over. And on the day of the hunt, this is the day when it's like, hey, remember where everybody was best friends with all the owlbears? Yeah, or this day, maybe not. It could also be a day to appease something even greater. Uh, Maybe there's a great power or elemental force or something that will, like ancient peoples in our own societies, where they, to appease the storm gods, or to keep the I don't know, the earth deity from rising again. Earthquakes, volcanoes, storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, heck, famine, all that kind of stuff. Maybe it is necessary to engage in the day of the hunt, even if the player characters are kind of against it. They they may need to choose, how do we participate in the thing that's, it's not just, you know it's not just non arcane talk about a thing that's going to happen. Real storms and real danger will happen over the next seasons or whatever, or up until the next solstice or whatever the case may be, the equinox or whatever. And the players are like, okay, we this is a real thing, and we need to be involved in it, but we also don't want to murder, kill innocent animals or creatures or whatever. What do we do? um the hunt could also be, as I mentioned before, the hunt could be to hunt down escaped convicts. It could be the day that, I don't know, the Titans throw off their chains and they are finally able to run free, and it's to gather them back and to bring them back into under control. It could be maybe the elemental forces have always been wild in the past and ravaged prime material earthly homes and things, and it wasn't until they were dominated or driven off or what have you, and or even showing that humanity deserves to live in this world, this arcane world, and dragons and demons and all these kind of things are here. And it's like humanity has to prove itself to survive. Otherwise, the deific entities are like, nah, we'll just crush you and start all over again with another species or something. Yeah, TA says, so the day of the hunt might be to the Titans the day of escape. Yeah, yeah. Hey, for them, they're like, it's the day of escape. Yes, the shackles come off. They're just like, yay! Throw in a loincloth and let's run for it, right? Because you got to have a loincloth to have a little bit of dignity. And the PCs are like, nope, nope, nope. We're putting you right back in your cages. Um, Also, again, it could be a measure of skill and virility. Like whatever they're hunting after, maybe just really can't be killed in the first place. It could be, let's say there's a let's say there's a noble god out there who's of light and goodness and honor, and an aspect of that god is a lion. And that noble lion, 5 times the size of a normal lion, right? With a skin that's damn near reflecting the sun because of its golden hue, and it's got a mane of pure white fur or something like that. Its roar can shatter mountains or something, and the godling gets it to run off. And they're measuring it, the hunt is a measure of skill and honor and endurance and teamwork and all that. And when they finally chase down, corner, and capture the lion might just be, it speaks in the god's voice and it's like, you've done well or whatever, blah blah blah. um I will gift you with 12 more squires or something for the knighthood. And or each of you, it raises its paw and touches each of them or whatever, and they're blessed for a year and a day with I don't know, goodness and light or something. Like it might just literally be a more like a competition and test of skill than actually take down to kill something. Although in a dark way, a avatar of a god might allow its self to be killed, and someone wears the golden mane of the lion or something like that, and they're known to be a lowly um hunter with no bloodline is now drawn up into nobility or something. Yeah, TA says, so each day sometimes has a day of an opposing aspect for another group in the realm. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. And you could, what a great way to twist it, right? Like maybe the players aren't on the side, the good guy side, or at least there's an opposing faction that's going like, well, what about us? Like, yeah, great. You love your day of the hunt, but it's our day of getting the hell up out of there, right? GTFO. Desune says the word unknown holds magic, and some incredible people are drawn to that magic. They are known as hunters. Start singing the Hunter X Hunter theme song. I haven't seen Hunter X. Yeah, I love. Oh, it didn't bring the color in. Oh, it did. Oh. But yeah, that could be it, right? Like there, maybe the day of the hunt. Okay, nothing given to humanity has been given. It's been you have to take it, like you have to grip it. And maybe technology, magic, psionics, all these things, if you don't hunt it down, it's lost, or at least lost for a period of time. And so even having the ability to have magical powers or psychic connections or something like that, that's not something that's just naturally born. Maybe it's something that humanity has been given, or they found it and it's about to leave. It's a living force that's about to leave and they need to bring it back. Or maybe this is a tradition from ancestors, ghostly, um, force ghost type ancestors that are like, all right, young folks, I know you guys are living in these big cities, but take the shoes off, remove the shackles of civilization, go out, get yourself carve yourself a pointy stick, and you're coming with us. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to have to reenact this. Yeah. Drew says, don't assume I will imprison Titans. I might help the Titans to remain free. That's hell yeah. Why not oppose the day that I came up with, right? I'm not the arbiter of what's true and right. Maybe the day of the hunt is the thing that everybody wants to stop. The classic hordes of goblinoids out in the wild have the day of the hunt, and the PCs are like, oh, here it comes. Now we got to go out there and save the owlbears, let the titans roam free because they shouldn't have been trapped. Ensure that the hellhounds and pterodactyls and displacer beasts of the world are not chained up or something. Maybe those giant class monsters or adversaries are like, all right, cracking their knuckles, like time to beat our ass some owl bears and make sure they follow what we do. And the PCs are like, we're Habitat for Humanities or whatever it is. We're we're protecting the free creatures so they don't get hunted down, but the thing being hunted might not understand that the player characters are trying to protect it, which would be pretty interesting as well. The golden lion is like, hell no, I'm not following you guys. And the golden lion runs off, and the PC's like, wait, don't run. We're trying to cast the anti-magic shell around you, and blah blah blah. And they're like, so it's like it's a combination chased hunt, but being hunted kind of thing. TA says maybe the chains are released from the Titans as a measure of freedom too, where the Titans, if they can succeed at evading being hunted, get to remain free, and only the ones who failed get imprisoned again. Yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe the hunt is. Uh, this would be a strange form of legal punishment for a community, but maybe it's death or exile. On the day of the hunt, you get a chance to run. And if you flee, if you run, you get away, fine. You can't come back, but you still have your life. You go out there, you're free. But if we hunt you, you're dead. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe they do open up the single to maybe dozens of prisoners that they've captured over time. It's like, well, we don't have the resources to take care of you. And on this day, you got the option. You can remain imprisoned or you can run for it. Um, or it could be a goodly people. And it's like, why do I feel there's something why are these people all good and nice to us all the time? And all of a sudden they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, we hunt human beings for sport. Yeah, counterpoint. Enshrine the real kings of the beasts of Africa. Yeah, hippos are pretty damn dangerous. Yeah, maybe that's a thing, right? Maybe there are different cultures have um, legends about the epitome of a particular animal. The king of all the lions, the ivory yeah, the ivory elephant that is like white and it's pure and it's out there and it is the avatar, kind of a deific avatar, um, of all the others or something. And maybe like if the PCs don't protect or align, like you could very easily reskin, reframe these pinnacle animals as like naga or sphinxes or something like that, and just kind of reframe it. And maybe they're pretty intelligent and they're like, listen, we need to use you guys, or we need your help, or this is a test, and to see how well you do. And most dangerous are hippos, which are, they have strange eyeballs, from what I understand. Uh, Most predatory intelligent hyena. There's some strange videos of individuals that have humans that have bonded with hyena packs, and I'm just like, I don't see putting my hand in a hyena's mouth because their jaws are super powerful. Yeah. Epic. This is all from Epic Fantasy Game Master. Sorry about that, didn't shout you out there. Classic struggle opposites, leopards and baboons. Maybe the PCs have to pick a side. And this is fantasy, right? If we take fantasy, we can quadruple the size and power and scope and intelligence of some of these beasts or beastly things out there, right? The day of the hunt. Who's to say that? Who's to say the day of the hunt involves us humans? Maybe we're being hunted down by these great and powerful beasts, and the animals are like, yeah, cracking the knuckles, like now's our time. TA says one of those trial by combat, but it's a if you can escape and remain free the whole day, you must have been innocent or something too. Yep. Maybe we've seen variations of that before, and today might be the day. It's like, okay, you can either get judged. Here's how you get judged by your peers. Here's a loincloth and a spear or a dagger, and run for it. You got 24 hours, and if you survive, you you were innocent the entire time, and you're accepted back into the community. But if you fail, you were guilty. We knew you were guilty. Yeah. The most human and empathic elephants. Yeah, as I was thinking, like um, elephant avatars would absolutely be like, if we had to do a Dungeons and Dragons version of them, very much Sphinx like, or I'm trying to think of something else, Rakshasa like very brilliant and magical, unicorn like as well. I would say that they could kind of fall into that category. I mean, the idea of going after a Pegasus or a unicorn has been in mythology for centuries, right? So finding a Pegasus and being able to domesticate it, maybe the idea of hunting it down in the first place is, you know, the idea of being able to find a unicorn in the first place makes the unicorn go, all right, I'll listen to what you got to say. I mean, you'll never domesticate me, but I will align with a desire to do a thing. Maybe the very next day is like a day of, I don't know, demonic ravaging or something if you don't get this done. Epic Fantasy says we would love to guest on Ellie the Angry Game Mistress channel. I don't know that name. Oh, you can't leave a um uh, Epic Fantasy Game Master. Let me know where that is so I could put the link in if you don't mind. She's just developing her world for her new campaign she's going to stream. Oh, sweet. Ellie the Angry Game Mistress? I like that name because I was like, wait, what? It seems like an earwig. Game Mistress. Or I guess you could pronounce it Game, I guess you could pronounce it Gamim mistress. I don't know, stupid. French Revolution society and culture and tech level in an alien world where people and things from Earth have been teleported for thousands of years. Ah, taken from here today. Yeah, from here to there. I'm sorry. Hmm. Flintlock pistols and rapiers at noon. Um, TA says the day of the purge. So time to purge our society now of this day of the purge. Yeah, purge the day of the purge. Yeah, yeah. There's been some other days that have kind of floated alongside the day of the the purge movie style thing. Yeah, the day of the hunt could be, hey, maybe there's people in society that everyone looks at and like, you know what? We've always thought you guys were assholes. Um, Time to make a run for it. You're like, hey, I made a custom loincloth just for them. Yep, take off the shoes and here's a blunt dagger. Go run for it. You got 24 hours. Yeah, Mark Desune says, yeah, good day for some bounty hunting. Yep. Yep. Criminals going after criminals, or um, heck, humanity can't stand it anymore. Maybe the day of the hunt is why all the big bads haven't quite taken over all of society, because people just get frustrated and they're just like, okay, liches and vampire lords and dragons. We're just done. We're done. We're just gonna hunt them down, and those powerful entities, the big bad evil guys, are less like, we're gonna leave the old fort and castle, and just because you see us running doesn't mean we're scared. As vampires like telling their loyal subjects like, stay here, I'm leaving, I'm going out the back door, and everyone's just like, pitchforks and torches. Let's get them together and run them out. Maybe maybe the players have to protect someone or something. Talking about Marco's idea of like, sounds like a good day for bounty hunting. The opposite could be true, that one or more individuals are being hunted and the PCs need to protect them because of the unfair rules or regs or cultural implications of being hunted in the first place. Like political people speak up against the nobility, and the nobility is like, you are now on the hunting list, and you spoke up against me, you're on the hunted list and stuff. And the PCs are like, oh no, how do we protect five people at the same time? It's like, okay, we'll split up. Yeah, no. Mm-mm-mm. So a way to bring in all flesh must be eaten, which is a role-playing game, aspect by trying to free owlbears, that one of them has a zombie infection that is the rage like zombies though, and one of them will be infected as a result of being hurt by one of the owlbears they were trying to free and return back to the wild. I mean, hey, it could be what's there's a number, uh, the zombification of this um has been done sometimes, like in Patient Zero, that has all the aspects of being a zombie. You know, The Last of Us, the one with all the gifts, 28 weeks later. Anyway, and there's more and more, right? And maybe someone is the key to bring about something good, but they have aspects of something terrible. I've always felt tieflings kind of fit into that group. I know there's people who absolutely love themselves some tieflings. They like to rub tieflings on their body like lotion, but tieflings have the physical embodiment of like the aspects of evil things. So the players could be protecting, say, a community of tieflings or whatever, because people were just like, dude, remember back in the day when we were invaded by evil because a portal opened up into the lower planes? We need to kill those people that are the living embodiment of that thing, right? Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. It's the Black Friday of bounties, all rewards and raids. Yep, Black Friday. Yeah, gobble gobble. Yeah, right after Thanksgiving, after having a good old meal, let's go out and kill stuff. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, all the rewards are raised up. Maybe on the day of the hunt, it's a way for the proletariat, the 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 lower class folk, the ones who aren't born of the blue bloods or whatever. Maybe this is the opportunity for them to cement themselves into a higher echelon. Hey, engage in the hunt, and you're probably going to die. But if you succeed, or you succeed for your family, or what have you, you just raise yourself. Maybe the thing that you hunt becomes the next symbol of the family to take over. If you hunt down and capture the golden lion, that becomes the symbol of your family. And maybe that family bloodline is always bound to lions. Like for some reason, they just have a natural affinity for each other and they protect them. And when they sit upon the new throne, maybe there's the Council of Seven has 3 spots open, and one family is like gets to sit on the throne, and before them is a lion and a lioness and her cubs or something like that, and whatnot, because they were able to engage in the hunt or what have you. Maybe there's a very horrible family that may succeed if the player characters don't involve themselves, but they've got to do it on the sly or something. I don't know. Says, imagine having a puma or mountain lion as a housemate because one was adopted by one of these larger cats that one swipe of their claws could disembowel a human. Yeah, well, like I said, on the day of the hunt, maybe it's not us, the community that domesticated these powerful predators. Maybe it's the predators' opportunity for us to learn from them. Yeah. Didn't get a line, just a pair of shoes. Yeah. The day of the hunt is also known as Black Friday. Everybody hunting for some item on sale. Hell yeah. Yeah. Hey, maybe it's not hunting something alive. Maybe it's hunting down something that somebody else has. And they're like, why is everybody running around? And they're, listen, we here in central Ohio, uh, it there were Black Fridays so horrible that you had people parking on the sides of highways trying to run across extremely fast moving traffic in their pajamas to get to the outlet mall to get stuff for Black Friday. Pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. The day of the hunt doesn't necessarily need to be I'm going to say not a physical one. So for example, it maybe there's something like a scavenger hunt rather than a murder killing hunt. So there's a list of items that need to be scavenged, and I don't know, that list is put together by the constabulary or nobility or oracles or druidic circle or messages sent from divine entities or something. Gather together these 7 items by the end of the day, and you will unlock the mysteries of the universe or whatever. You will be elevated or ascended, or you will go through apotheosis or whatever. But whatever the case may be, you've got to go get, I don't know, a feather freely given to you from the king of the avians. You must gather a tear cried in sadness from a creature that has, doesn't have a soul from the lower planes. You must gather a letter of contrition and guilt from a monster that has none. It may be some strange things that you have to gather together. Hey, you have to get a as a dirty example. One time, wife and I were on a cruise ship, and there was an after dark party in the comedy show, and one of them was like, "You must get a bra from someone who was previously wearing it," and we broke up in groups, and there were people running around trying to remove their underclothing from under their clothes and stuff. One was you had to run up on stage in a thong, and that was it was brilliant and horrible. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Tia says, "Ha! I can see this being used as a role playing game where you play as a real John T-Tour hunting for a specific computer to save the future. Ooh, yeah. Again, maybe the day of the hunt. Um, the the day of the hunt is a specific, like like I was saying about a reenactment. It could be, you know what? These people back in the day did this thing, and no one's been able to walk in their shoes to do the thing. Now it's up to you, new people, player characters, to do the thing, to ensure that, I don't know, the continuation of time and space, or to prove to our allies that we are still with them. It could be very dramatic to have a hunt where the players need to team up with people who they don't like and don't like them. Yeah. The all flesh must be eaten. I set up a live action version with glow powder for toxic substances and such, and a small group of friends who were beauticians and makeup artists to do up victims. Ooh, yeah. Again, something could be released. Bounty hunting time, right? Something or someone or a group of people or whatever is purposefully released into the wild, and it's just, yeah, we know they're going to cause some harm. It's up to you to go get them back. Or uh, legal proceedings allowed these individuals to run for it. Or a rival faction is like, yeah, the cultists have been rounded up. You know, the main cultists have been murdered, killed, but a lot of the stragglers have been rounded up, and they're going to be punished. And the cultists have beseeched their evil patron or something, is like, free us. And the evil patron is like, all right, just this one time. And the evil cultists are like, yay, we're out of prison. And it's like, yeah, guess what? Today's the day of the hunt. We're making it early. Go ahead, PCs. Go hunt down some evil cultists, because they're, yeah. Get them looking zombified as well, explaining what is going on. Oh wow, live action zombification. Yeah. Get them looking zombified, as well as explaining what is going on to everyone who fell and became a zombie, to get them in on the game, as I was running a nightclub at the time. When I was back in Philadelphia, they had a bunch of nightclubs that would start early with LARPing and stuff. It was pretty intricate. So not everyone knew what was going on, but the game ended when I had our DJ play MJ's Thriller. That's funny. Had prizes for the people who survived the whole night. That's cool, because this is Thriller. Although you could do, what is it? The song Zombie. Zombie, zombie, zombie. I can't frame my voice like that. I can't do the yodel. uh, it was quite fun night for the nightclub, and no one knew what was going on, unlike other events we did that we advertised it. That's cool. Although a little scary, as you see people start like, is their face falling off? Hey, didn't I just see those two having drinks? Now they're like moaning and groaning and walking funny. That's weird. Mark Marco Sune says, I'm also being reminded of running of the bulls, the race in Spain where people run away from bulls on some Coronado off streets. Yeah. Let's see if we get a good image of this. Yeah. Of, let's see. Pamplona? I think it's let's get some images here. Yep. Yeah, it's saying that it's in Pamplona. Kind of a wild thing too, because I can't see myself doing it, but it's a tradition, right? And who's to say where that tradition came from, right? And why it's done and why it is a value. You sing in my head or sing in your head? Or are you telling me, shut the hell up? It's the, hey, remember that song that this other person sang? Yeah, let them sing it. I hear you, Drew. Tia says it was quite intense, but people started leaking what was going on, and a couple of people figured out where the whole thing started by finding the glow powder from exposing it to a UV flashlight. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. They had no idea what was going on and kind of freaked out till they saw the custom logo I had painted onto the barrels that were meant to be props for the zombifying toxic compound. Hmm. Must have sold a lot of that drink, I think. That's awesome. But yeah, the running of the bulls is a good example of. Let me get a bigger picture. Let me pick one of these. Um, ooh, here's a good bloody one. And listen, the yeah, I mean, just look at that how that's captured. I know my head's kind of in the way a little bit, kind of, but I mean, look how that guy captured it. There's the horn in the back of the shirt. There's a guy laying on the ground. I no, that's not a. He's got on a pre-bloodied shirt here, and people have been seriously injured in this, and people travel from around the world for these experiences. So it's possible on the day of the hunt that on the day of the hunt, five injured in third running of the bull. Oof. Ooh. Oh, that just looks ow, ow, ow. Oh, sorry. Yeah, man. And one last one I'm gonna pull up here. That just, yeah. He's lifted. Britman suffers trauma injury after being gored by bull at festival in Spain. And why would people be like surprised by that? But wow. But I mean, yeah, in using not using for somebody else's trauma, although they did ask for it. The idea that a dangerous thing is welcome on a day of tradition for people who want the thing to happen and then being upset that the thing happened. But, people do that. And you could even incorporate that into a tabletop role playing setting. The nobles are like, well, we don't expect to get hurt. And the PCs are like, well, what are you talking about? You just released, I don't know, 400 gorgons or something into the streets of your world, right? Like, what did you expect was going to happen? Well, we thought we'd all pick up spears and hunt them down. And you're like, you are not taking out displacer beasts with spears. Although I have to admit, in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the idea that the displacer beast's shoulder tentacles projected an image of itself somewhere else was interesting, because I always thought it was like looking at a blurry image. Like if you tried to look at it directly, it would be like crossing your eyes and you would see like this blurry image, and it was like, is it to the left or is it to the right? But anyway, but it was despite the fact that I didn't think of doing it that way, I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, yeah, I don't get willingly messing with a bull, like not even the bull riding nonsense where they end up snapping their spine or something. Yeah, there's some pretty 8 seconds. And Drew says that's why men have a lower life expectancy than women. Yeah. What is that, fire? I'm gonna place it on my balls. That would be fun. And then everybody looks around like, sure, yeah, that sounds fun. There's always something, right? Like, what is it? There's some kind of like drinking game with scorpions, and like arm wrestling with poisonous spines, and eating tiger fish that have poison gullets and all that kind of bullshit. Like, we as humanity, we're brilliant and smart and enduring, and also idiots and stupid, and we do some strange things. That's why I like this day of series, because it kind of shines a light on the fact that when we world build, sometimes other people will say, well, when you're world building, that thing doesn't make sense. And all you got to do is take a look at reality and go, if it doesn't make sense, then why do people do these things? It's the free climbing a mountain. Well, why do you climb the mountain? Because it's there, right? Sometimes the weird things in our role playing games, it makes sense that they're there. Why? Because people can do the thing. Like, why are what's another why are dire wolves encouraged to run wild so we can hunt them? It's like, yeah, but you didn't have a dire wolf problem in the past. Oh, no, it's a tradition. It's like the short story, The Lottery, right? Why does everybody gather together every year to pull a a tag out of a hat and then we stone them to death? Why? Because we do, because that's tradition. She says, yeah, and don't get willingly messed with a bull. Yeah, well, here in the States, there's people who keep trying to take selfies with bison in Yellowstone Park for some reason. It's like, what are you doing? Oh shit! It reminds me of those people who were shooting themselves in the face with fireworks and then being surprised that it hurt. Oh yeah, people looking down the barrel of guns, people walking up to unlit fireworks, trying to figure out why it didn't go off, and trying to look down the barrels of the fireworks cannons and stuff like. Yeah, yeah. Brings to mind a saying, quote, "You are one of the smartest idiots I know." Yeah, that and the saying, quote, "Just because it's how you have always done this does not mean isn't stupid." Yep, I'm looking at you, leeches. Although sometimes it's just a lack of information. Other times it's, you do realize that's stupid. And people are just like, sure, but it's tradition. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm shaking my head too, Marco. Why you want to fight Cthulhu? That's not what the game is about. Because he's there. Yeah. If you stat it, they can kill it. Or they'll at least try to kill it or something. Yeah. There was some. What are some? Let's see. Top 10 stupid traditions. Let's see. There was any of these? Let's see. Modern traditions that are stupid. All right, okay. So I didn't come up with this list, right? And I didn't go or anything. All right. So just be aware, please. Just be aware that. And sorry about the pop ups if they come here. So I didn't come up with this, but and this is probably traditions that are specific to the statehood. So anybody that's not in the states, happy for you. Okay, so here we go. Uh, they call. I didn't put down lethal, but I did put stupid. So gender reveals. Let's block all that. Okay. Is that a gender reveal with the Blue Angels? Sure, the Blue Angels were expensive, but no price is too high for my Instagram. My daughter. Oh shit. Okay. So gender reveals, love locks. Wow. See, now that's not in the states. It's vandalism so cute that Jerry O'Neill and Rebecca Romaine, I think is how to pronounce it, made a rom com about it. Rom and that's spread so many places now. It's um it's a lock and key. You keep the key and you put the lock on the thing, and then they have to keep replacing the fences because the locks get so heavy. Announce your love to the world by leaving garbage all over a historical landmark. It's kind of like the in Seattle. There's the gum wall where there's an alleyway covered with nothing but chewing gum. Cake smashing photos. Oh yeah, where the kid gets to gets to smash into the cake and grab it with their hands. And what is there? Some more. Two, Elf on the Shelf. It's only been around since 2005. Yeah, the Elf on the Shelf. I didn't. I don't know. I do think the Elf on the Shelf thing's a little bit chintzy. I agree with that, but it's become a thing. This six pack of dog clothes will run you $63, and is absolutely a gift for your social media feed, not your kids. And Unity candle ceremonies. Oh, relatively new thing whereby during a wedding, a bride and groom each take small candles lit by their parents, then use them to light one big candle, which is supposed to symbolize the joining of their lives or souls, or bank accounts if you're a pragmatist. My issue with the Unity Candle ceremony is where it came from. In 1981, General Hospital had the characters Luke and Laura, I remember this, yep, get married. To this day, the episode in question remains the highest rated hour in soap opera history. Over 30 million people tuned in to watch it. um, Elizabeth Taylor made a guest appearance to place a curse on the happy couple, and Princess Diana supposedly sent champagne to the actors portraying Luke and Laura. It was a big, big deal, and the look of the wedding has influenced what women have wanted for their own weddings for decades. All things considered, I wouldn't have a problem with this if it weren't for the fact that just 2 years before they were married, yep, Luke had raped Laura. Yikes, that didn't age well, huh? Every time we make a wedding ceremony just a little longer this way, we're inadvertently nodding to the wedding of a rapist and his victim. Yep, that happened in the TV show. Oh, that's crazy. That's funny. Let's go back to the Bulls. Maybe that pleases me just a little bit more. Oh, shoot. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right. All right, so TA says, "Oh no, am I remembering the guy who shot himself in the face with a Roman candle, and you know he did it on purpose because his friends and the camera guy were egging him on to do it?" Yeah, people do. So we kind of segued away from the Day of the Hunt, although maybe the Day of the Hunt is to hunt down the idiots in society. It's like you've got a little bit too much fey blood in you. You're causing too much harm. And the people are, I don't understand why. It's like, well, let's see. Over the past year, you've burned down 3 buildings. You've accidentally poisoned. Like you're nothing but a bad luck glitch. And it's like, yeah, what there? What's Marco saying? Yeah, why you want to fight Cthulhu? That's not what the game is about. It's like playing any version of Call of Cthulhu and trying to arm yourself against all the evils in the world. It's like that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. But anyway, we're coming to the end here. Uh, Again, this day, the Day of the Hunt, is it's a prompt, and depending on how you want to use it for your role playing game, um, it just depends on your gaming group, what they like to be in, flipping a script on things and making the Day of the Hunt be something where the players have to protect the thing that's being hunted. Hunting doesn't necessarily mean you have to murder kill. It could be bounty hunting, capturing, corralling, convincing, a rite of passage. It's a giant game of pretty dangerous and lethal tag. Like tag, you're it. Ah, you caught me. I was trying to hide, and bring someone back. It may also be like um, not just a rite of passage, but it might be a test of leadership or nobility or something. Like, yeah, you get to sit up on your throne, but you also need to participate in this thing that gets you out of your man in the high castle status and down into the dirty, dirty streets with the rest of us, and put on the loincloth and get the pointy stick and go out and do a thing. Um, Also, listen, there's plenty of challenges of air quotes manhood, and in fantasy, it doesn't need to be relegated to men, because like lionesses in the wild, although lions were a male territorial beast, it was the lionesses that hunted for their young. And so this could very well be a, like, how do I explain it? It could be um, we still have it as a community to do the thing, to get the damn thing done. We don't do it all the time, but at least on this day, we're all part of it. Like, explaining to the young people, like, the only reason we settled this land is because of our ability to do the thing. let's go out and start hunting powerful predators or beasts or something like that by hand. So TA says, well, if you have not already thought of it, and it's not a terrible idea, you got another day out of it. Yeah, day of stupidity. Yeah, day of stupidity. Hell's yeah, yeah. Marco says the campaign I'm in at the moment has Fae hunting mortals to turn them into golden statues for their fancy collections. And we didn't say that the day of the hunt has to be humanocentric. There could be other bestial peoples out there hunting human beings. Maybe, like you say, put them in their collection. Hey, we're going to put you in our zoo or in a glass case or something like that. We are otherworldly entities. Day of temporal disturbances. Hmm. Groundhog Day. Day of reliving the same day over and over. Yeah, the day of the hunt is just a distraction used by rogues to get all the knights out of the city so they can break into the royal treasury without having to worry about them. You know what? The day of the big lie. Yeah, it was never really we made that up. It's only existed for 3 years, but we convinced everybody else that the day of the hunt was a real thing. Yeah. Yeah, so the humans in that Fey hunt become participants of Day of the Hunted. Yeah. Hey, it ain't the day of the hunt, it's the day of the hunted. That's really cool. That's really cool. Hey, humanity might be in the middle of a big hunt between one otherworldly entity and some otherworldly arcane entity, and the PCs just happen to be in the middle of it. I'm thinking like frost giants going after what's the Nordic version of a dragon? Worms? Let's see. Vikings, Nordic hunters, hunters. Is it hunting? Is it worms? No, no, no. What are they called? Worms, serpents. Um, um. Oh, I can't. Come on, guys, help me out here. What? Lindworms. That's it. Lindworms. Lind. There we go. I'll share this out. Thank you. Um, let's see. And let's put this up here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Day of the Hunt. Day of becoming pawns, where humans become pawns in the games between Cthulhu and Zalgog. Yogg Sothoth. They're just like it's just them having fun. What do you mean? We're just having fun. The human beings are just like, what the hell? Yeah, I think I spelled Lindworms with the Y. Let's see if this changes it up a little bit. Um, did you mean? I guess I did spell it right. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. Wikipedia and Lindworms. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I think they're serpentine. It's the Nordic Viking-ish version of dragons, hunting them in the wild and stuff like that. Yeah, kind of cool. But yeah, they're this might be a rite of passage. Humans in the middle of one species going after another species or what have you. Um, yeah, God of War and the Lindworm. I was trying to look for something more historical. See if they got any like that looks like a modern version of something that looks ancient. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe Lindworm. Wikipedia. Yeah, the Lindworm, also spelled with a Y or a U or an O, Northern and Central European folklore that traditionally has the shape of a giant serpent monster living deep in the forest. It can be seen as a sort of dragon. According to legend, everything that lies under the lindworm will increase as the lindworm grows, giving rise to tales of dragons that brood over treasures to become richer. Legend tells of two kinds of lindworm: a good one associated with luck, often a cursed or cursed prince who has been transformed into the beast, and a bad one, a dangerous man-eater, which will attack humans on sight. A lindworm may swallow its own tail, turning itself into a rolling wheel as a method of pursuing fleeing humans. Ooh. Ooh. Also, it could be that the day of the hunt is the living embodiment of the dark, the evils, the decadent of the world. And on the day of the hunt, if it is not hunted down and destroyed, it becomes a real thing that breeds and lives out in the wild. The embodiment of, say, for example, the classic seven deadly sins. And if it's not destroyed, maybe it then becomes a thing unto itself. The day of the hunt's the day when the cosmic dark forest notice your planet. Yeah, dark dark Cthulhu is like, oh, ooh, hunting grounds. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, actually, two gods to be caught between would be Leviathan and Baphomet from Hellraiser and Nightbreed movies. That's a weird collection of things. Hmm. Lament configuration, anyone? Yeah. Just gotta find the key to open it. I know this is just an empty plastic box. I know they make puzzles there, Dead Man, but yeah. The three body problem there? Yeah. Yeah. Trog. Let me get the image back up here. Oh, let's go back. And nope, let's get rid of this. And there we go. And then get this back up here. I took it out. Sorry. It's I wish this was a whole lot easier, but I'm a little bit of a Luddite. Trogs. TA says, I like the idea that dragons hoarding treasure is because they can hear sound from it and they arrange it in their lair to produce a sort of symphony. So moving one item will create a sour note. Ooh, I never heard of that kind of thing. Thus, they know someone has messed with their lair because it just sounds off and terrible. Music. Wow, I like that. I like that a lot. This is actually, if you want to see a Cthulhu-based version of that cube, I can post a link to it in the Discord channel. Ooh, please do so. Yeah. Please do so. So anyway, guys, we come to the end. Always going over, always going past, always going over. So this day of the hunt, please use it. Go ahead, steal the idea. That's the whole point of it being here. Please take it, run with it, use it for your games. Again, the other part of an idea to steal for this idea series on the day of is that you can use this to insert it into your game very easily. Maybe this is a festival the players don't remember, or they're in a distant land where they have different traditions. And because it's the day of and it doesn't really work for your group, the day passes and you're done and you don't have to visit it any longer. Or it could be that this is a new uh, this is a new day in your gaming group where your players and everybody are like, hey, this is kind of a cool idea. Let's go with this. Let's go with this idea of, oh, that doesn't even look good. Mm, ugh. Maybe this is a little bit better. So maybe you go with your group and you say, hey, maybe this is something we can incorporate far more often. Maybe it's a tension breaker, maybe it's something more lethal, or allows the players to express themselves in more than just killing things, even though Day of the Hunt might involve that. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to use other rules in your game system that have gone unused or atrophied or whatever. Those mounted rules and wrestling rules and underwater survival and swimming rules, or um, what have you. Maybe a ton of skill checks and using that to create tension and using the environment. You know, I love rubbing the environment on myself like lotion. And I hope you do too. Um, yeah, Tia says, I really want to make some more now that I'm using a laser engraver to etch metal coatings. Ah, ah, always the technologist, always the technologist. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of the show. I really appreciate it. Please tune in tomorrow. There might be a little disruption in the broadcasting of some of the episodes coming forward, but rest assured, the channel will be here, even if work has me coming in far too early and leaving too late, which is a possibility. Oh, thanks there, TA. But rest assured, it's still here. And of course, if you're here this long, please like, share, subscribe. Do the do. The algo beasts that need to be hunted down are very sensitive to the comment section, to notifications and such. But really, what I would prefer is if you know people out there who might benefit from just being part of the show, whether it's live or checking it out later, checking out the podcast or something like that. Um, Please have them check out the channel. We've got well over 1,000 videos, and a lot of that is like an hour plus long. And we have some series that are evergreen, so they're not based on time. So take part in that too. Go back and go, man, I've been thinking about a Cthulhu-like adventure. Go back and take a look at the ideas we had about mind flayers and Lovecraftian stuff like that, or check out the Day of series. I mean, every day we keep adding more to it. So thank you very much, guys, for being part of the show. As co-hosts, you bring the brilliance. Everyone have a great day, and I want all of you to have a special one. I will see thee tomorrow. Peace and prosperity.